Welcome everyone to the 38th episode of the Experiment Floor. Today, as part of our 38th examination episode, we will be joined by Chief Engineer Ero as we examine the combat and field characteristics of the Alimbic Omega Cannon. This weapon was the most powerful of all the weapons that were ever designed by the Alimbic race, and therefore stands as their greatest achievement in weapons technology. But its power was also so immense that the Alimbic elders denounced it and refused to let anyone use it for the damage it could do to both enemies and the user of the weapon, locking it away with Goria inside of its prison oubliette. The Omega Cannon developed by the Alimbic race is a weapon of such incredible power and fear that it's no wonder that it was forbidden to be used, even when their entire race was being annihilated by the arrival of Goria in the distant past. The properties of the weapon itself are not well understood mechanically as far as how it functions, but from what can be said, it seems that the Omega Cannon is a directed energy weapon that is powered by an internal nuclear fission generator that can have its energy output focused into a sphere of immense energy before being fired outwards. The weapon itself emitting so much gamma radiation, even when not being fired, that it could kill lesser life forms within mere seconds of exposure to it. It is not totally certain as to how it fires the projectiles that it generates, but the internal structure of the weapon seems to automatically condense the weapon's projectiles and then fires them out as slow-moving balls of unstable energy that emit tens of thousands of rads as they travel through the air. When these projectiles collide with an object, it destabilizes the spherical form of the projectile and causes it to explode, releasing bursts of high-intensity gamma radiation outwards that can vaporize lesser beasts and deal immense damage to even the most well-armored of entities. When fired, the slow-moving projectile of the Alimbic Omega Cannon will fly in a straight line and release an immense degree of gamma radiation as it does so, exploding the moment it comes into contact with another organism or object of any sort. The resulting explosion is enough to vaporize almost anything that is hit by it, or at least damage them critically, enough to the point where the lasting radiation exposure can finish the job if needed. This incredibly powerful weapon does not have a lot of other notable features, but the immense power it possesses nonetheless makes it a genuinely terrifying weapon of war, and the only thing that proved to be capable of destroying the cosmic horror known as Goria, damaging and ultimately destroying the seal sphere it had been bound to by the Alimbics before they all physically perished.
There are a hell of a lot of things I can say about this weapon, but the best thing to summarize it up with is this. Holy shit! Look, I'm used to seeing some pretty ridiculous and overpowered weapons in my time, but this particular weapon is so ludicrous that even Sciency doesn't want you to think of it ever going near it, let alone simulating it. You don't screw around with radiation, something that we all learned the hard way with phasal. That shit can have terrible effects on the bodies of organic and inorganic beings alike, without any real difference in the long run. And the fact that it's literally launching the energy equivalent of nuclear bombs is amazing and a terrible, terrible idea all in one. I can't even speak in hyperbole in this one. It's just that powerful. How the hell the hunter didn't get partially fried trying to use the damn thing is beyond me. But given that she ditched it as soon as she seemingly took out that Goria thing, I have a feeling that even she knew it was not a weapon she wanted to keep long term. And if she didn't want to keep it, I think that proves the Alimbics might have been right to never use it themselves, even if it did manage to release them and save the Alimbic cluster from Goria's control once more.
Thank you for attending this presentation on the Experiment Floor. With great power comes great responsibility, and while the Alimbics might have seen more of the negative consequences of using their iteration of the Omega Cannon than the positive when they initially fought against Goria, in the end, the Hunter was still able to use it to bust the seal sphere it drew power from and destroyed its physical form in the process. I have a feeling this sort of weapon will likely be something unneeded for the foreseeable future, but never forget the might that it contains and its ability to end the life of anything that stands before it, as the slim chance of ever seeing it in action might otherwise be the last thing you ever see if you can't find a way to totally avoid its presence. Thank you all for watching this video. We here at Space Pirate Science Team take our work very seriously, and we genuinely wish to be as informative as possible when it comes to the work we conduct here, for both ourselves and in the name of science. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment to help us get greater recognition out there to inform the greater populace of the universe as a whole. Also, feel free to keep track of us through Twitter, as we'll be posting notices there every time something new is submitted for your viewing pleasure. We hope to see you all in the next video, no matter what world it may take us to.